A 1-year-old baby just built a functioning time machine while his dad can barely operate a toaster. If that sounds impossible, you've never met Stewie Griffin. This diaper-wearing genius has been making every adult in Quahog look like complete idiots for over 2 decades, and today, we're breaking down his most brilliant moments. From manipulating his mother to running criminal enterprises, here are times baby Stewie proved he's the smartest person in the room. Let's be honest, Family Guy has given us some wild moments over the years, but nothing quite compares to watching a baby consistently outsmart grown adults who should know better. Stewie Griffin isn't just your average cartoon infant. This kid operates on a completely different intellectual level, and frankly, it's both hilarious and slightly terrifying. Today, we're diving into the most jaw-dropping examples where Stewie's genius brain left adults scratching their heads, wondering what just happened. Trust me, by the end of this video, you'll never look at baby Stewie the same way again. The time machine incident that broke reality. What happens when adults mistake revolutionary technology for bathroom equipment? Let's start with probably the most insane example from the episode Road to Germany. Picture this. Stewie builds an actual functioning time machine in his bedroom. Not some Fisher-Price toy, a legitimate device capable of temporal displacement that would make Stephen Hawking weep with joy. But here's where adult stupidity reaches peak levels. During a fancy party at the Griffin house, Mort Goldman desperately needs a bathroom. He runs upstairs, spots what looks like a portable toilet in Stewie's room, and thinks, perfect. Except it's not a bathroom, it's Stewie's time machine. One flush later, Mort gets zapped straight back to 1939 Poland. Think about this for a second. A baby cracked the secrets of time travel while the adults in his life can't even identify advanced technology when it's sitting right in front of them. They mistook a revolutionary scientific breakthrough for a porta potty. Meanwhile, Stewie's probably sitting there thinking, these people are hopeless. The best part? When everyone realizes what happened, nobody spends even 5 minutes being amazed that a 1-year-old just solved one of physics' greatest mysteries. They treat it like a minor inconvenience and move on with their lives. The master manipulator. Ever wonder how a baby always gets exactly what he wants? Now let's talk about Stewie's psychological warfare against his mother. Throughout multiple episodes, whenever Stewie wants something from Lois, he doesn't just cry or throw tantrums like normal babies. This little genius runs full-scale psychological operations that would make professional therapists jealous. Take virtually any episode where Stewie needs Lois to do something specific. Watch carefully, and you'll notice he creates elaborate scenarios where Lois thinks she's making independent parenting decisions. But really, she's just following his carefully crafted script. Stewie studies her emotional patterns, identifies exactly which psychological buttons to push, and then manipulates situations so perfectly that Lois genuinely believes she's being a good mom by giving him what he wants. The scariest part? Lois has zero idea she's being played like a violin. She thinks she's got great maternal instincts, but she's just responding to psychological cues from someone who understands her better than she understands herself. A baby is puppeteering his mother, and she's completely oblivious to the entire operation. The criminal mastermind operation. What happens when a baby decides to commit the perfect crime? Here's where things get genuinely dark. The 2-part Stewie Kills Lois episode. Now, this is a cartoon, and nobody stays dead permanently, but Stewie's approach here showcases genuinely terrifying intelligence. When Stewie decides to eliminate his mother, he doesn't just wing it. He conducts actual reconnaissance work. He studies Lois's daily routines, maps out her complete schedule, identifies security vulnerabilities, and creates detailed contingency plans for multiple scenarios. When he finally makes his move on that cruise ship, every single step is calculated with precision that would impress professional strategists. But here's what demonstrates his intellectual superiority. When the plan doesn't go exactly as expected, Stewie immediately pivots and starts framing Peter for the crime. He plants physical evidence, manipulates witness testimony, and constructs an alternate narrative so convincing that even trained police investigators buy into it completely. The adults around him are so far behind that they're not even playing the same game. While they're reacting emotionally to crises, Stewie's already 3 moves ahead, thinking strategically about outcomes most people couldn't even imagine. The business empire nobody noticed. While his dad fails at every job, guess who's building an entertainment empire? Remember when Stewie decided to get into show business? While Peter's out there creating financial disasters at every job he touches, this baby starts constructing what's essentially an entertainment empire from his crib. Throughout various episodes, we see Stewie demonstrating better business instincts than most MBA graduates. He understands market dynamics, consumer psychology, and strategic planning at levels that put actual entrepreneurs to shame. Meanwhile, the adults in his family can barely manage their household budget without creating complete chaos. The funniest part? Nobody realizes what's happening. They see a baby playing with toys and making adorable baby sounds, but they're completely missing the fact that he's demonstrating more business acumen than most Fortune 500 executives. While adults are cooing over his cuteness, Stewie's quietly building his empire right under their noses. The perfect cover story. What if your greatest weakness was your ultimate strength? Here's Stewie's secret weapon, and it's brilliant. Most adults can't fully understand what he's saying. To them, he sounds like typical baby babble mixed with occasional clear words. But we, the audience, hear his complete vocabulary and sophisticated speech patterns. This creates the perfect cover for all his operations. Stewie can announce his evil plans right in front of adults, and they'll think he's just being a cute baby making random sounds. He's developed the ultimate form of hiding in plain sight. He's too intelligent for adults to even recognize his intelligence. Think about how genius that strategy is. While adults are going "aww" over his adorable baby talk, Stewie's delivering complex strategic monologues about his latest schemes. He's essentially invisible to the very people who should be monitoring him most closely. The Time Travel Chess Master. Ever notice who solves the problems during those Road 2 episodes? The Road 2 episodes showcase Stewie's intellectual superiority over everyone else. Whenever he and Brian embark on these time travel adventures, there's always a clear pattern. Brian panics and makes situations worse, while Stewie navigates complex temporal problems like he's solving a simple puzzle. When they accidentally change historical events, Brian's usually running around screaming about paradoxes and potential consequences. Meanwhile, Stewie's already calculated 17 different ways to fix the timeline and is working on implementation strategies. It's like watching someone play chess against people who don't even know the basic rules. Stewie operates on a completely different intellectual level, and the gap is so enormous that other characters don't even realize they're being systematically outmaneuvered. The psychology expert in diapers. Who needs a psychology degree when you're naturally this observant? Throughout the entire series, Stewie consistently demonstrates a better understanding of human psychology than the trained adults around him. He reads people's motivations, predicts their behavioral patterns, and exploits their psychological weaknesses with surgical precision. When Peter does something catastrophically stupid, which happens constantly, Stewie's never surprised. He's already factored Peter's incompetence into his calculations. When Lois tries implementing discipline strategies, he's already 3 steps ahead, turning her parenting tactics against her. The adults in Stewie's life have become so predictable to him that he treats them like NPCs in a video game. He knows exactly which dialogue options will trigger which responses, and he uses this knowledge to achieve whatever outcome he desires. What makes all of this so fascinating isn't just the comedy, it's what it reveals about intelligence and capability. Stewie succeeds because he approaches every problem with fresh eyes and unlimited creativity. He hasn't learned the limiting beliefs that hold most adults back. While the grown-ups around him operate on autopilot, following social scripts and conventional wisdom, Stewie treats every situation as a unique puzzle demanding creative solutions. He doesn't accept that's just how things work as a valid answer to anything. The uncomfortable truth? In many ways, the baby is the smartest person in the room. Not because he has superpowers, but because he's the only one thinking clearly while everyone else just goes through the motions. So there you have it. Every time Stewie Griffin proved that age means absolutely nothing when it comes to raw intelligence. From time machines to psychological manipulation, this baby has consistently made every adult around him look like they're operating with half a brain. What's your favorite moment when Stewie completely schooled a grown adult? Drop your answer in the comments below. I genuinely love hearing which scenes made you realize this baby might be running the entire show. And if you enjoyed this breakdown of Family Guy's most brilliant moments, make sure to subscribe for more cartoon deep dives that'll change how you watch your favorite shows. Trust me, once you start noticing these details, you can't unsee them.